Okay, everybody, let's talk about the concept of time. You know, what's the difference between somebody who says, I don't have time, and somebody who says, I do? And I'm going to talk a little bit about that today because we get a lot of that. We get a lot of people that say, I don't have time to do this, I'm too busy. So let's do a little bit of math. And I think it's important, right, to do a little bit of calculation just to figure it all out, just to have a baseline, okay? And I'm going to do as much as I can to explain this in a better way and in a way that's understandable. There are times when we're presented with an opportunity or with a decision on whether we need to do something or whether we want to do something or not. And in that time, the vast majority of people that I've talked to have told me, I don't have time. And that's understandable because I used to say that myself until I sat down and I figured it out. And a good friend of ours who made a point of talking about this explained it in a good way, and I thought I would borrow that to talk about it today. So let's do the multiplication, and I'm not going to try to do any math, but there is math involved because math is the only way that we know how to calculate whether we have time or not, or whether math is universal, and we all know that the exactitude of math is unarguable. 168 hours a week. That's just multiplying 24 times 7. You get 168 hours. So most people say, I don't have time. Let's go into that a little bit. If you work 40 hours a week, let's just call it 40. If you want to call it 50, subtract 50, but I'm going to go with 40. 168 minus 40 leaves us with 128. Yeah, but what if I have to sleep? Yes, of course. Yeah, you have to sleep. 7 times 8 is 56. All right, subtract 56 from 128. And let's go over that. I think 56 subtracted from 128 is about 65. Right? So correct me if I'm wrong in that, okay? 65, 64, somewhere on there. That means after you work and after you sleep, you still have roughly about 64, 65 hours left, for which a lot of people say, you know what about cooking? Yes. Okay, so let's subtract 2 hours from that 65. Every day, 2 times 7 is 14. 65 minus 14 is 51. 51 hours. You still have 51 hours after you've slept, after you've worked a 40-hour week, and after you've done your cooking. Yeah, but I've got to do cleaning. All right, I get that. We'll subtract that. How about that? How about 1 hour a day for that? 7, all right? 51 minus 7. You see where I'm going with this, everybody? You still have 44 hours left. Yeah, but I want to watch a show once in a while. Okay, that sounds great. Let's subtract 2 hours a day. A day. All right? If you want to accomplish anything in your life, 2 hours a day of watching TV shows and all that, that's okay. That's great. A friend of mine used to call that let me not say it. What was his name? He used to say that the television was the electronic income reducer. I find that very funny. After you subtract 14 hours to watch the tube, all right, out of 44, you still have 30 hours in 1 week. All right, let's say you decided to totally waste 2 additional hours a day, 14 hours. All right, 14 hours. Take that from 30. You still have 16 hours. Let's say you have 10 hours left in your day. What are you going to do with it? What are you willing to do every week? If you can calculate your time in this way, what would you be willing to do with that extra time? What would you be willing to do with that extra time, 10 hours a week, 40 hours a month? What would it signify, represent, What would it do for you if you decided, you know what, I'm going to take an hour a day to read something about my business, to make a few more contacts, to reach out to a few more customers, to call a friend, offer them a product, offer them an opportunity, offer them, what about if I spent some of that time reading a book? 10 hours a week, everybody. We're not talking 50, we're not talking 40. A lot of people get confused about this. It's quite simple. It's math, and it's absolutely something that I think that everybody should consider when and before answering the question about I don't have time, or declaring I don't have time. The 10 hours a week, if you divide that, if you just say, I'm going to take 5 days and take 2 days off just because I don't want to deal with this, what if you take 5 days out of your week, 10 hours left out of your extremely busy schedule? That's 2 hours a day during the week to do something that's going to make an impact in the rest of your life. And what I mean by an impact is the betterment of yourself, reading more, maybe running a new business, deciding that you're gonna call more people. If you're a salesperson, if you like selling like I do, what if you decide that, hey, 2 hours a day is gonna be my number? What if you decide 1 hour a day? If that's you, if this has helped you, please comment down below. I'll tell you why. I think that a lot of times we do not take the time to calculate the enormous amount of time that we spend on things that are significantly unimportant. But we answer a friend when they come to us, we answer them, I don't have time. It is simple to say, I don't have time. That is a hidden no. It is a no. When somebody offers you a product or a presentation, that's a hidden no. Somebody is saying, I don't want to see it. And the only way that we can answer that sometimes is by saying, I don't have time. So your time is under your control. Everybody has 24 hours. Everybody has the same amount of time. The thing is, how do you use it? How do you use it? And are you going to use it to build the life that you've always dreamed of? And I know that I'm talking to a lot of you. If I'm talking to your heart today, if I'm talking to you today, and this resonates with you, comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'm more than happy to discuss it. 10 hours a week, maybe even 5 hours a week. Even if you said, I have a very hectic schedule, find a way to carve out 5 hours a week to make the things happen in your life that you have not been able to make happen. Why? Because for so many years, we spent so much time saying we don't have time.